cruising through. Not much standing in their way, was there last night?
No, there wasn't. I thought Dundee United were. I thought that they had a real go. I thought they were decent up until the edge of Celtic's box, and they just didn't have a cutting edge. I thought they worked the ball really well at times. Got some really exciting players wide and in the middle of the park, and I thought at times, here we go, they hit Celtic on the counter, but then just nothing. Very little in terms of efforts on goal. And then Celtic gradually got into the game, kept possession. As Ange said last night, it wasn't an easy pitch to play on. But I thought Callum McGregor just controlled the pace of the game. And they've got these threats. They've got these threats going forward. Celtic, Giakoumakis, O'Reilly again was excellent.
Who's in the Danish under-21 squad as of today, Matt O'Reilly.
Brilliant, great for him on a personal level. But again, I thought over the two games, I thought Rangers as well at Dundee, I thought they made it very easy. I thought that was very comfortable for them. And again, last night, they're really comfortable evening, really. But Dundee United are where they are because they defend pretty well. But they in terms of scoring goals, that's where they come up a little bit short.
Yeah, I mean, in a sense, I can almost understand Dundee's predicament a bit more than I can United, because Dundee have got they're up against it, James. They're in a real pressure situation in terms of trying to survive, as you well know. Dundee United, the worst that's going to happen for them this season is they're going to finish mid-table. Was that not a game for them last night that they could have had a go at it?
Yeah, and I think the fans believed that as well. As you say, they took one of the stands away from Celtic because they believed they would sell out as much as they could, and there was to be fair to them, there was a good home support for Dundee United. But again, I think they'll be kicking themselves. They lose a goal. Yeah, it is. It's second phase from a set player, third phase. But they work 12 minutes into the game, and we do that against this Celtic team. They're relentless. Like, they're so. And I think with John was spot on. Like, when they do get the ball back, they're so good at getting at you, and they're so aggressive. And I was talking about aggression the other way when John played against me, but this Celtic team are different. They're aggressive when they're attacking you, like 1v1s. They get at you. And then when you take or you don't take enough care of that ball, they're so aggressive at going and getting the ball back. And having came up against them twice this season and watching them close, and when you need players that can keep the ball, and that's where I felt Dundee United let themselves down last night, because they do have players. Dylan Levitt's one in particular who I really like. That's fantastic, and they just didn't get enough passes. And when you do come up against particularly this Celtic team, you need to keep the ball, otherwise you're going to be tired, because they work at that's what they've got them doing. They run you, and they keep going and they keep going. They are relentless, and having watched that and having spoken to people in there in the way that Ange conducts his training, or his staff do the training, like they just go for you, and they try and finish games off as quickly as they can. It took them a wee bit longer last night, but let's be honest, they were in cruise control in my opinion for a while in that game. But on Dundee United's behalf, the way they conceded, particularly that first goal from a set play, which I think Celtic aren't the biggest, so that would be one of the ones where United are pretty big. And
then the second goal is just, it's a collector's item really, because Siegrist is generally so solid.
He's a very good goalkeeper, and that's uncharacteristic from him. Look, he is, but again, it's asking questions. It's a cross going into the box, and John will tell you've got to be in those areas, and expect the goalkeeper to do that. Now, a few times that could have happened, and you see the goal at Hearts the other day when Alnwick saves it, and there's 8 St Mirren players in the box, and it's Beningame who runs from 12 yards out to, he's got more desire. But the other night it was just Giakoumakis it was Giakoumakis being in that right area, and he gets his second goal for being that as well. And John will be able to tell you better than me that's not luck. That's down to just being a good striker in the right place. But Siegrist will be disappointed because he has a very good goalkeeper.
Tell Alexa to launch Go Radio, or listen on the Go Radio app.